sorry for the weird light. We are driving into the sunset. Oh wow, that is not gonna work.
We need to practice Ben's thing and pile on blankets and pillows.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good. I'll try to like block it with my face. How are y'all doing? Let's see. Let's go to live chat here so I can see everybody. Hey, Twin Cedar Farms. Hello, Jessica, Dolly, Linda. Y'all are gonna have to forgive me. I'm on my cell phone, and so, Paige, I'm so glad to hear that. Welcome. Thank you, Jessica, and other Jessica. This is the Jessica Club. Let's represent. So I'm on my phone. We are driving through Mississippi. So right now, North Mississippi, about to cross over to through Tennessee and then head on home. Could you maybe like put the sound towards the back so it's not coming out just right here? Thank you, Ruth. I so appreciate that. Plants and passion, that's dedication. You're watching us from the woods. I appreciate that. Hello, Diane. Ooh, Debbie from Hawaii. Aloha to you as well. So we have been at a wedding. Jeremiah's sister got married this weekend, and we went down there. It's a really beautiful family time. I'm obviously I'm not driving right now. Jeremiah's driving. He's over there if y'all want to say hi to him. He's watching the road like a good one. So hello Willow Dean. Hi Brian. I'm gonna do my very best to keep up with these comments, but I can see like 4 or 5 at a time on my phone, and that's just gonna have to be. It is what it is. It was this or don't go live, because obviously we're 4 hours away from home. 3 hours away from home. I love to hear that, Shelby. That makes me so happy. I love to encourage people to grow. For sure, that is a passion of mine, and I mean, like, one of my favorite things is on our Facebook group whenever people come and share their stories and their experiences, and they show their photos, and they're trying and they're trying again, and they're having successes, and they're even getting through failures. It just blesses me so much to see people encouraged to grow. Our Facebook group is called Friends of Roots and Refuge, and it's doing really well. It's a great community. Willow Dean, I'm gonna do my best to get some information about peppers grown together. I feel a little like hesitant to do that video. I don't want to present myself as an expert on peppers at all. Like, I had a terrible time with peppers last year. I do know some things and some tricks, however. So I'm gonna do some more videos talking about growing, but I don't feel as confident in peppers as I do in tomatoes. I feel like I've had enough success with tomatoes that I feel confident telling people that stuff. My peppers are doing pretty good. Mama tried, but they're just getting a slower start, so I haven't planted most of them yet. Hello, Ayla. Looking forward to talking to you this week.
No, not right now, baby.
Oh yeah, I did share some photos earlier this week. A couple days ago was our wedding anniversary, and I shared some photos of when Jeremiah and I were first together, and yeah, it was pretty cool. We were babies. It's weird because, like, we were blended. Our family is blended, and so when we got together, I'm sorry, I'm driving into the sun. I know this looks weird. I'm trying to like block my face with the phone. But yeah, whenever we got together, we already had babies, and so like we really felt thoroughly grown at 24 years old. And now looking back on that, we've been together for almost 10 years. So we have grown up quite a bit more since then. It's weird to look back and see how much we've changed just since that, because it doesn't feel like very long ago. Wonderful, Allison. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Bear Bottom Acres. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Kevin and Heather, as well. Yeah, the Thor picture, that's kind of a funny story. Actually, Maya was a youth minister. Is the sound off? I see Chris saying the sound is off, so I want to make sure. Can everybody hear me? We're driving, so I am at the mercy of whatever cell phone service I have driving through these fields. You want to see what my view is? North of Mississippi. But yeah, okay, good. I'm glad. Am I wearing SPF? I have an SPF in my moisturizer, so yes. It is definitely sunny. It's obviously it's not as bright as it looks in this. It's just my camera can't cope with how much light is coming in. So, what was I saying? Oh, Jeremiah was a youth minister. And the first Avengers movie, right? He's been a big Marvel Comics fan for a very long time. In the first Avengers movie, he actually took a group of our kids, our youth kids, and they went all out and did these like really like in-depth costumes and like that Thor outfit. He had bought that costume, but then he got a wig and he got the hammer, and then we actually sewed on this red blanket so he could actually have like a nice long like thick heavy looking cape. And he took a group of our kids all in costume as the Avengers to a midnight release, and when they got there, their costumes were so good that actually like the whole group of people were stopping them. They were in the news. They were talking about them on the radio stations the next morning. People were wanting photos with them. It was really cool. So that was Jeremiah's Thor costume, which he was wearing it at a later point at that time. So we went to, for those of you who are coming in and just asking, while we're on the road, we went to Maya's sister's wedding, and we actually officiated the wedding. Maya and Ed did. We were the ones to do the ceremony, so that was really sweet. We're both ordained ministers, so we get to do cool stuff like that. Maya's actually married people before. This was my first time to do anything like that, so that's really cool. So when will you be told the surprise new animal twin seater farm? We're actually working out the details. We are going to be making, how much can I tell about this? Can I give a little bit of information? No?
What kind of information?
Like where we're going, can I say that?
Tell what state we're going to.
We're actually going to be making a trip to Ohio to pick up the new animal or animals.
I can't say which.
That's all the information?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it could have feathers, it could have fiber, it could have hooves, it could have clawed feet. It looks like an animal.
so should I tell them that it's going to require like some help?
Sure.
Yeah, it's going to require some help. We're actually we're figuring out the logistics right now. Oh, we turned. Okay. Can't see. This is no bueno. Okay. Okay, is that a little better? I know the light's weird, so it's single dad homesteading, so it's an elephant.
Oh,
You figured it out.
I would actually do that.
You figured it out. That's it. It's an elephant. So we're actually going to be taking some friends with us to go on that trip because it is a really long drive, and so we're going to be taking some friends to make that trip with us and to help us because we are actually going to be taking more than one vehicle. So that's a pretty big spoiler alert. So yeah, some of you actually already know this. So a few people who have talked to us in person actually know this. So when we've got to work on some things around the farm first. I don't know exactly where all we're passing through. We're not making any commitments because we are taking a few people are going with us that are having to take off work. So, Jason, I will cut you.
What did he say?
He said for the right price, I might tell. I'm not giving any more information. So,
If he snitches, like, he's not a real Marine. That's death before dishonor. Right? If you dishonor,
I don't know if he could hear you.
no, you should hear.
So yeah. He said, wow, it just got real. Snitches get stitches.
That's true. That's true.
I did hear that the haulers got their land. I'm so excited for them. I know I'm so thankful that Meg is getting her place in time to grow some stuff this year. I know she was really having a hard time with that, so I'm so happy for them. So yeah, oh yeah, Sherry, you do know its name. So yeah, we are definitely going to be getting them soon. I don't know the exact dates yet, so I can't tell you that. We've got to get some things in order around our farm to get ready for the special new surprise. I'm very, very excited. I've been thinking about some creative video ways to share with you guys what we're doing. I'm excited for that video of being able to show you like the announcement. Awesome, Gossmania, that is so cool. Harvesting the bounty. Oh, I would never hit anybody, but I do often threaten it. Am I still starting seeds? Mostly everything I'm doing right now is direct sown. Hey, Sunny DIY. So yes, I'm super pumped. I'm sorry, this is so hard to keep up with the comments on here, but I'm really trying. Oh wow, let's not get on interact on the supposed to be acting cray. Hey, She Moved Mountains. I cannot tell you the color, but I can tell you that it is going to be worth the wait. I am really hoping that we will be able to get everything done to get them in May. The new t-shirt, yeah, that was actually just kind of like a funny inside joke. Guys, the conversation on the Friends of Roots and Refuge Facebook page is hilarious, like a lot of the times. And I can see it being the inspiration for lots of future t-shirt designs. But essentially people started talking about needing a shirt that said Roots and Refuge made me do it. And so my cousin Amy just like went on and designed one super fast and put it up on Teespring. So, and she put a coupon code on there. I think it's FRIENDS and it's 10% off. So I thought it was really funny. I was kind of thinking about possibly, people keep saying, oh, I need a t-shirt of that, I need a t-shirt of that. But like, I don't want it to be just like silly all the time. But I thought about doing like limited edition t-shirts with like just phrases on them. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. I know this is terrible to watch with the video. I'm trying to sit in the car. Hey Ben. Single Dad Homesteading said hi. Say hi. Y'all see my babies back here? They have been troopers today. To be sure. They've been, where is Mangalitsa Mama? Mangalitsa Mama is Kaylee from the Honeystead. That's the nickname that Jeremiah gave her. He told her she should have named her channel that, but I understand why she didn't. She is the one who inspired us to get Mangalitsas. That's what she keeps. So, yep, you guys are. The t-shirt is so right on, and Mother's Day is coming right up. Yeah, that's so cool. The Teespring link didn't work. I don't know if somebody linked it. I can see like just a few comments at a time on here. So I know this isn't ideal circumstances to go live, but I figured it would be better than not going live at all. I'd hoped that we would be home by now, but we ended up taking our time. We stopped at 8, and we were passing through North Alabama, so we went a little bit out of our way to go and see Daniel at work. Hello, Ron. What was that? Queen Heifer applicant shirt. That's hilarious. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. If you are coming, Rose, I will message you. I would love to hug your neck, you precious woman. I loved your soap table that you put up. Yeah, Lisa, I'm glad you made it. My mother just texted me, but I can't see it. Pine Knot family, we are looking for mangalitas to add to our farm. I need to get with you because I'm having a hard time finding some. We got ours from a family in Missouri.
On Instagram.
Yeah, I think it's Honeysuckle Farmhouse on Instagram is their Instagram name. Super sweet people, and they bred mangalitas, and we got a breeding trio from them, a male and 2 unrelated females. But yeah, send me a message and look them up. They're a good one. The Tinker's Wife. Did you get the variegated seeds I sent you? Yes, I did get the seeds that you sent me. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to grow those. And I also got a package yesterday, and thankfully our viewer sent us a message telling us that it was coming, and I wasn't home because we were at the wedding, but I left my P.O. box key, and my friends Lauren and Brandon are keeping our house. They're farm sitting for us and doing a fabulous job, and they actually went to the P.O. box and got my plants because he sent me 2 plants of variegated peppermint and rosemary. So I'm getting lots of variegated herbs, and I'm so pumped about it. Harvesting the Bounty said the men need a shirt that says it's Maya's fault. That's so funny. Yes. You know what our #1 selling shirt has been, and it kind of surprised me when I really realized it. It's the one that says "So kindness reap beauty." Roots and Refuge Farm, and that's something that I've said for a while, and that shirt has been, I think, our top selling one, and so that's what it made me think I might should do some more with just some really pretty phrases on it. You know, I personally like wearing shirts like that, so I think that I'm going to be thinking about that and possibly doing some you know, like limited editions and putting them up for like a week, a month or 2, and then putting them down and doing a different one so that so it's not flooded with them. I don't want to do that. Aaron, well, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for commenting and thank you for watching. Yeah, actually, my friend Lauren, y'all, many of you know her because she moderates these live streams, but she's been in several of my videos, and she's on Instagram as the Rooted Herbalist. And whenever she was doing this weekend, she was keeping everything. I was like, well, hey, you know, maybe you should do some Instagram stories or something to give some people some Roots and Refuge to see while I'm gone. And she was like, awesome. So she was doing Instagram stories, and she messaged me yesterday. She was like, I have a whole new respect for you because actually videoing the stuff that you're doing is hard. She was like, it's hard when you're trying to focus on the chore and then also focus on videoing it, but you do get used to it. Oh, that sounds beautiful, Xavier. I like variegated everything and just herbs, period. Oh, that's beautiful. Leather, wood, land, generations will weep what we sow, so blessings. That's so good. We love the idea, and just that, really, it's not even just an idea. The realization that we are meant to be generational people is just so huge. It's such a huge revelation, and it changes the way we live. I would say that has been the cure to any sort of impatience that I felt in my own calling, in my own destiny, in my own hopes and dreams. Like the realization that we're meant to be generational people, and that God is a generational God. Like He is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Like He's a generational God. He's interested in legacy, and that's been mind-blowingly, like, it's life-changing, really. That's something that Maya talks about a lot. So, any tips on clearing land for horses? Don't do it when the horses are on it, would be my biggest tip. Or one of my spiritual mama who has horses, they lost one of their horses because they were getting trees cleared, and she got underneath one of them, got hit, and they ended up losing her. So that was pretty hard. I don't have any tips. We've never had to do that, so I don't really know. Melissa, I can't get my peppers hard and off. They wilt after 30 minutes in the sun. I'm not really sure what would cause that. I mean, like, at some point of putting them out throughout the day, they should harden off. Maybe start doing a couple hours in the morning or the evening when the light's not quite as bright, and then just like work up from there to where they can be out all night. I'm sorry to hear that. That must be frustrating. Joanne, thank you so much for that. Let's see. Somebody asked me a little while up there. I'm really trying to keep up with the comments. Hey, Rose. I can only see a few at a time on my phone. I will be at the Spring Planting Festival next weekend, both days, Sunday and Monday. I'm speaking Monday at 12:30, I believe. The schedule is on their website, but I'm pretty sure that's my time. I don't think that they've changed it. So, hello, Heirloom Permaculture. Do you sow any seeds during the hot summer months, and what do you grow? The Toasted Rabbit. How are you, friend? Oh, golly. Sorry. I will sow my fall stuff inside in August. I actually start my brassicas and all of that inside and then transfer them out, but they have a hard time germinating during 105 degree days, and that's what we usually have during July and August. So I usually sow those inside. As far as direct sowing goes, not usually. I'll re-sow. That's not true. I'll re-sow like squash whenever, because I just succession sow those through the spring and summer. Cucumbers I'll sow again in like August usually, or maybe like September. They only take like 50 or 60 days, and I usually do a second round of cucumbers. Things just have a hard time with our heat. Thank you, Eyes to See Ministry. Now, I saw you comment somewhere. Are you going to be at Baker Creek? Do I get to meet you guys? I think I saw your comment somewhere, and I was like, oh, I'm excited. Was it Baker? Are you going to be at Baker Creek here, or was it California? I can't remember. Thank you, Cynthia. Wild and wonderful. I will take that. I'm happy to be called those things. Cool. Cool. Silly, you're gonna do, let's see, Tiff. Any plants to recommend in the pool? I think determinate tomatoes would be a really good option. And somebody actually made a really good point, because I had said something about not being sure how indeterminate tomatoes would do. I think they'll be fine with the root space. I think it would be more a support issue, but you could just poke holes through the bottom and run a cage down through it or something like that, or even just put a T-post through it or something to be able to put some sort of support up. But really, most anything, especially like leafy stuff, squash would be really great in a pool garden.
Or you could do a cage around the pool.
Yeah, you could do a cage around the pool. Somebody said something about beans and doing like a teepee in the pool going up, and I thought that was a really cool idea. I'm excited to see what everybody does with it. People have already started posting pictures of stuff where they did that before, and I thought that was really cool. Kate, I actually got some comfrey from when I was up at Shay's at the Elliott Homestead. She dug out a chunk of her comfrey, and I wrapped it up in a plastic bag and carried it home in my suitcase. So it's getting reestablished in my garden. I love that. Like, I love going and visiting people and bringing home plants. I think that's the most fun. Little souvenir. Would carrots do okay in the pool or not deep enough? It would really just depend on the variety. Like if you were going to do oxheart carrots or like the little Parsian small round carrots, those would probably be fine. Maybe some like Danvers half-longs would be fine, but anything that's going to have a really long root, I would try to put in there. They're going to get really deformed. They'd still grow, they would just be weird, and they would probably be running together. Ron, I see your praise, but I didn't see what it was about, but that is wonderful news. I don't know who you were talking about. So, we actually have some guests coming this weekend before we leave for the planting festival, and they are coming to pick up our bottle baby goats. And my angsty teenager right there. He's so cute. Okay, so they're coming to pick up our bottle baby goats, and I don't know if they've told you guys yet that I don't know if they've told you guys yet. Sorry, I realized I just unplugged my phone in. Turn here. Okay. It's not easy doing this while we're driving. So I don't know if they've told you guys yet that they're coming. So I won't blow it in case they haven't told you. But we've got some YouTube friends coming to get our goats, which is exciting. I don't think they've announced that yet, so I will leave that up to them. Any idea on how to talk your mom and dad into getting dairy goats? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not good at talking people into doing anything.
Money always works well.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris. I missed a super chat, and the question was how to handle ants in the garden. I have been, well, thank you for the super chat, first off. I'm so sorry to have missed that. This is going really fast, and I can't see everything. So, how to deal with ants. I've had a lot of suggestions, and this is one area where I really struggle with keeping it organic. I'm just going to be completely frank. I do everything organically. I don't put anything in my garden beds that is not organic. I even try not to even use the organic treatments, like even neem oil and stuff. I keep it on hand, but I don't use it very much. But we have horrific fire ants, and my family is badly allergic. Like Jeremiah, if he gets into a bed of fire ants, he will not be able to put shoes on for days. He is badly allergic to ants. And so it's one of those things that I don't really mess around with. I've tried the boiling water, I've tried grits, I've tried all of those things. Most of those things I've found they cause the ant piles to move, but in a 10,000 square foot garden, they move, but they're still in the garden, and so they're still an issue. At this point, what I have resolved to doing is I use like the borax, boratic acid. It's called Terra, and you put it down, and I just take like little plastic lids and put that in there, and they carry it back in. And then they make like those little stakes that have that in it. It is poison, but I don't do anything. I don't spread anything out on the soil. I do it like where it's like bait pretty much. And diatomaceous earth will kind of work on them. It kills some of them, but then the pile just moves over. Kate, what was it that you said, Mix? I am super open to suggestions on this. I wish I had better answers. Cinnamon will work. I've tried a lot of things. Okay, orange oil, that's good to know. I've tried a lot of things, and they'll make that ant pile go away, but usually they just move over. And the Taro or Toro or whatever it's called, it's an orange box. It's one of those things, you buy it a ton of times and you never, you forget what it's even called. Now, I'll use that in my house, and it's basically that boratic acid in a gel suspension where they'll take it, and it gets rid of ants in the house. We don't get ants in our house because we use that stuff, but in the garden is an issue. And coffee grounds, and they just move away like one. Yeah. Hey, Broussard. Grasshoppers stink. Now, one thing I'm about to try, which I have grubs in my soil right now. I noticed when I was planting my tomatoes, and grubs are no good. And the problem is they're underground, so it's not even just picking them. I can't dig through all of my soil and find all of the grubs. I picked out what I could, but that's too difficult. And so in researching how to organically get rid of the grubs, I found about beneficial nematodes, is that what they're called? Growing your greens. I saw on his YouTube channel, he was talking about that as a solution for grubs. And so I am looking for a place to get some beneficial nematodes on. Xavier, I love that video where they put the molten aluminum in the ant piles. I think that is the coolest thing. Yeah, Amanda, it's still pretty light here. Where are you that it's not? Thank you so much, Silly Tiff. I appreciate that super chat. Oh, thank you, Heritage Farms. Congrats on 140,000. How about that? That happened today. Is that super cool or what? Just totally blows us away. We were just driving back here, and I was like, it doesn't even feel like a real thing. So It's just absolutely crazy. Hacking the headlines, thank you so much. I wish I had a better answer for you. I'm sorry that I don't have more information. Broussard, you're happy to have 1,000. Hey, 1,000 is the first big milestone. I watched a video Casey Neistat made once. When he hit 10 million, he made this video, and he said 1 million was harder than 10 million, and 100,000 was harder than 1 million. But that 10,000 was the hardest milestone. Was it 10,000? The first 10,000 was the hardest milestone of all on YouTube. And I thought that's really encouraging to know that, and I mean, even before that 1,000 is really hard. And after that, it gets a lot easier. And now, you know, I mean, like we grow quite a lot every day, but you get to a point that you learn that the people who are going to stick with you are going to stick with you, and you just really share your real self, and there's so much growth in that. There's so much like personal growth in that, I mean, because like now I post some things like devotionals or different things like that, and I actually lose a lot of subscribers on those, but over time the people who stick with us are the people who actually want to be with us, and I think that is really awesome. Oh man.
What?
So they said we're buffering. We're driving through Memphis, so it's crazy that it was better. Inside Kate's kitchen. Yeah, it really does. Really, the one thing that I tell people is be consistent. To just keep posting. And, you know, the growth is slow at first, but... Yep, family flips. Are y'all 2 hours from home? We're 2 hours from home. Are y'all 2 hours from home too? I know y'all are headed home too. Thank you, Happy Valley Homestead. Hello, Charles. Honk and say hey to Nunda. We'll do that. I wish we had time to stop and visit with people on the way home. Definitely. What? Oh no, it wasn't Charles Dowding. It was a different Charles. Ben loves Charles Dowding. We watch Charles Dowding's videos before we go to bed every night. He heard me say hey to Charles, and he wanted to know if Charles Dowding was on here.
I'll be honest with you,
When will we know what the new animals are on the farm? Amanda, we'll announce that when we go get them, which hopefully will be in May is our plan. We got to get some things together. Yeah, Gossmania, posting daily is a really big thing. It's a big commitment. It's a lot to post daily, but it really does grow your channel quickly. Wild and wonderful, yes, it is a very beautiful community. I've just fallen in love with the homesteading community. It is so precious. It's been a huge enrichment to our lives, to be certain, just the friends that we have made. Did I ever say in my videos how I came up with our channel name? I have talked about it in a video, but I don't know which one it is. Roots and Refuge. It started basically from a word that I had gotten from God when I'd really been seeking and asking what my purpose was. And I felt like God told me that my purpose was to be a launch pad and a landing place for people, for my kids, and for people to be able to find refuge and to essentially to grow like foundation. And we moved into our house, and we had actually originally we had played with the channel name Roots, or the farm name Roots and Roost, and Jeremiah had come in once and he said, what about refuge? Because that word was just so strong on our heart. And so yeah, it really is just representative of that launch pad and landing place. Like basically you can't really produce anything without deep roots, and you know, we want to encourage our children to go out into the world and make a difference and to be strong and to love the Lord and stand for Him. But we also want them to just have a place to come home to Him. And it's not just our kids. I mean, we want to create that for everybody. We're really open in our home. Like we want to share our home and what God's given us with people. So that's it. I guess that's pretty I guess that's pretty obvious from that channel name, but it is very much our purpose in life to create roots and refuge for our babies, for our legacy, but also for the people that we come in contact with. Lawrence County, Tennessee. No, we just are barely clipping through this corner here. We're driving through Memphis right now, for those of you. Oh, thank you so much, Single Dad Homesteading. I appreciate that.
What?
He said, "You're my roots and my refuge a lot of days after God and Elin." I appreciate that. It blesses me to be an encouragement. Max, happy homestead. You know that yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of that tornado that I shared about at Deep South Homestead. Yesterday we did Jeremiah's sister's wedding, but that was on my mind all day. Thank you, sweet Amanda. Magdalene Moon, you're just over the river in Kentucky. Well, I'm waving at you from here. Have y'all thought of starting your own church? I think y'all would be amazing at that, the Prior Homestead. You know, we ran a house church out of our house for a couple of years. Just that's what we felt like God had told us to do. That's really not on our radar right now. I would not want to do that unless I had the ability to give it my all. You know, to pastor is just a really serious role that people, they need you to be all in. And we're so busy right now, I don't know that I would really be able to give the kind of care that would be required for that. But I love the ministry that God's given us at this place. You know, we get to connect with so many people and be a voice of encouragement to so many people. And the behind the scenes stuff is the coolest. Like if y'all ever seen me in a public place, if you guys ever see me in an event and you need me to pray for something, you ask me right then and there, because I'll do it. Like the prayers we get to pray over people and what we get to do as far as connecting with people, it's so much more of a ministry than I ever imagined that it could be. It has completely blown my mind with, thank you, Grandma's Garden. It has completely blown my mind, the faithfulness of God in YouTube. Like, I am telling you, like, what God has done through us in this YouTube channel, what He has allowed us to put our hands to in this, like, it has unleashed a new level of dreaming in me, because, like, He did it. Like, He did what He said He was going to do. Like, Daniel and I used to sit in the garden last year, and I would tell him, I'm just gonna, you know, keep doing this garden, which I don't know if I don't know that I've ever said this before on a video, but like, my garden is my worship. Like, there was a while that there was a point that I was like, you know, some people paint as worship, and some people sing as worship, and some people dance as worship, and I'm gonna garden as worship. And so when we designed our garden, like, the reason it's so over the top, and it's, you know, like, it's beautiful, but it's more than we really absolutely have to have. That is because that was an alabaster box for us. Like, we were so extra in building that garden because it was totally an alabaster box. And the fact that God took that and made it the platform for this fast growth in YouTube and everything that He's done, like, it literally just makes me think, what else could He do? Is Daniel on here? I see some people said, "What's up, Daniel?" Is he on here? I can't. My chat's going so fast that I can't really tell. But
Crossing the Mississippi.
oh, we're crossing the Mississippi. There's the sign. Welcome to Arkansas. Now we're in Arkansas. But yeah, so I used to say, like, I'm gonna do the YouTube thing like it's my job, and I'm just gonna believe that God's gonna use that to provide for our farm, because that's what He's told me to do. And I think that if we're faithful to do... We're in Arkansas, and there's a choo-choo train. They're all so excited. Look at it.
Hey, look, there's another one coming. Ben, look.
Ben, there's another choo-choo train. Ben loves trains.
Choo-choo train moving.
Choo-choo train moving! There it is! But yeah, so I'm guessing Daniel's on here, because I keep seeing people say hi to him, but I missed him, so hi, Daniel. We just stopped by Daniel's work and saw him as we passed through North Alabama. My next devotional, I've actually got a couple that I'm going to be putting out soon. One is about wonder. It's about just living in wonder. This is one of my favorite times of year as far as like just living in absolute awe and wonder, because just the miracle of spring to me just completely blows me away. So I'm going to talk about that, and another one is about worship. So those are two of the ones that I've got. Gossmania, yes, he's so faithful. He's so faithful to do what he says he's going to do. And for me, like this YouTube channel, like God told me that this would happen. Like I just knew. And when I say God told me, I mean I just knew in my knower that if I committed myself to this, God was going to put his hand on it. And I just had this leading, even if it didn't make sense. Jackson Hayes, are you back there commenting on YouTube?
Oh,
That's funny. I just saw the comment pop up and I'm like, that's my son. He's right behind me.
I thought it would be funny, but hey, can you put on the phone, please?
Oh, Stivers, I love to hear that. So yeah, I keep getting distracted from what I was saying, but yeah, I don't know, it's just like completely blown the lid off for me about what I'm willing to dream for. Because if you have confidence that God's gonna do what he says he's gonna do, like, man, you get behind him on it and you're like, okay, let's do this thing. Hey, Carol Ann says hello. Big Bear Homestead said. Say hey, Carol Ann. So, yes, I love to talk about wonder. Oh, there's Lauren. You're on here. Cool. Lauren has been handling the farm greatly. Do I plant tomatoes in the fall? When and what kind? Yeah, I am trying to master the art of second wind of tomatoes. The most successful second planting of tomatoes I've had are volunteers growing, and then I'll get harvest off of those. Last year I tried to root some suckers, and I tried to start some seeds, but things were just so hot, so I think I'm going to have to watch them better in the house. So, but yeah, about the devotionals, I'm gonna be having those out soon. It's been a little while since I did one, just because I've been so crazy busy and they take a lot longer. You know, I have to sit down and like really get it together. I can't just shoot it super fast with what we're already doing, like a vlog. Yes, Lauren is awesome. They've taken good care of our farm while we were gone. It is a huge relief to have your farm being watched by someone who's taking good care of it.
I'll hold the phone pretty good.
Honey, I can't. It won't work. Can you do a short vlog about what to grow in all seasons? Yes, I could do something like that. I could do a vlog. Some of it's going to be different. Have you ever heard of pruning your tomatoes back very hard in late summer? I have not heard of that, Southern Bella, but I would be interested to know more about that. Arkansas is weird because it's so hot and humid that it's pretty typical for your tomato plants to be pretty petered out before like August. Like when people talk about still harvesting tomatoes in like September and October, that's really foreign to me. I've never had my tomato plants last that long. So I'm gonna really try to use Gary from the Rustic Gardens method. He has this spray. I think it's got like baking soda and some different things in it, aspirin. And I'm gonna try to stay on top of it with that, and hopefully get that, you know, like maybe preventative harvesting the bounding a short vlog. Yeah, I don't know what a short vlog is. I don't make short videos. I'm far too long-winded. That was one of those things that whenever I first started that I was trying to change about myself, and then I finally just embraced it, and I learned that my niche, which is gardeners, they don't mind things taking a long time. Bless you people for watching long videos. Like, because I've tried to make them super short, and yeah, and everybody's like, this is too short. I'm like, this is backwards. The rest of the YouTubing world is telling you make your videos shorter, but the vlogger or the gardeners, they like stuff that takes a while. Oh, Mama Kay, that's so sweet. Yeah, Clawfoot Farm. That's what I've been talking to people who live like in the Pacific Northwest and more northern areas that, you know, that without the heat and the humidity that your tomato plants are able to last that long. That's very foreign to me. That just does not happen. Any new heifer teas? No, we haven't worked on any new heifer teas.
I think we're thinking about taking that one down though.
Yeah, I think the heifer tea is going to come down here pretty soon. It's going to turn into one of the limited edition ones. Lisa, your cucumbers died on transplanting. I have not had fantastic success with transplanting cucumbers. They do okay, but I've found that with squash and cucumbers, I just prefer to go ahead, and melons too. I like direct sowing those. They seem to do a little bit better, and so I usually just direct sow. If yours died, you still have time. If you go ahead and direct sow now, even like it doesn't really matter where you are, you should be fine if you go ahead and direct sow them now. Cucumbers usually only take like 50 or 60 days, so should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, they don't, like Rose said, they don't like having their roots disturbed. Like, the thing I've found with cucumbers is that if you take a transplant that's like this big and then you direct sow at the same time, the transplant will get so mad about having its roots disturbed that within just a couple of weeks you can't tell the difference between the two. Christy, I don't see, I don't know about you. Like these questions are going by fast. Thank you, Garden Makeover. I appreciate that. I'm gonna do more canning videos this summer. I'm gonna share more about what I make. I kind of found a way that I like sharing that stuff because I usually, when I'm cooking, I'm just trying to get the food made. Like, I've got so much stuff to do that, like, trying to video it takes so much longer. And also, you know, like, I'll forget a step, or, you know, my kids will interrupt me and I won't be able to get it, you know, get the video all done. And so I don't really like making cooking videos. However, I think what I'm gonna start doing is putting, like when I say this is what I'm harvesting and this is what I'm making with it, and I'll link the places I got the recipes. We're gonna get our blog up and I'll share recipes there, and that way it's not a cooking video, but you have some food ideas about like what you can do for stuff. And I will do more canning videos kind of showing what we're doing. Have I propagated a pepper in water? No, I have not. Do I can meat? Yes, Chris, I do can meat. It's definitely like a nice thing to have on hand for fast dinner nights whenever you're trying to keep things from scratch. So I can like ground meat mostly. That's really the main thing that I've canned is ground meat. And then like beef stew and stuff like that. Thank you so much for that, Linda. I appreciate that. Debbie Wheeler, hydrogen peroxide in water, that's good to know. I'm going to really try to be proactive on the blight this year. Like Rose Wholesome Roots, she was saying the other day, you know, like when you live in the South, blight's kind of just something that you learn to live with. And it is. Like, it's something that you just learn to deal with. Gossmania, I will check that out for sure. Pickles. Talking about the Hori knife. I love that thing. It really is cool. And actually several people have messaged me telling me that they bought it after I shared it. And then several people messaged me telling me that they already had one and how much they loved theirs. So, hey, be nice. My kids have been really awesome on this trip. They've definitely been troopers. We've been in the car a lot this weekend. I feel like I'm missing so many comments. I totally just timed out the person who posted an Avenger spoiler because I think that's tacky.
Someone posted on the live?
Yeah. Benny needs to go to the bathroom. Why don't we stop here at this gas station? Because we're about to go through a stretch. Y'all look at my view here. We're driving through West Arkansas or East Arkansas farmland. It's really beautiful. Oh, Daniel asked for some pepper jelly. Okay, I saw somebody respond to it. Daniel loves him some pepper jelly, that's for sure. I'm growing peppers and we'll definitely be making more.
What are you doing?
I'm a teacher and I offered demerits to anyone who gave Avenger spoiler. Yes, I agree with that. I saw that.
Teacher, what?
Offered demerits to anyone who gave, like, punishment to anybody who gave Avenger spoilers. That's hilarious.
Yeah, punishment.
Yeah, single dad, we totally eat venison. Maya hunts.
When I can.
Yeah, when he can. He only got one this year. He didn't have very much time to go out.
Can we go to the bathroom real quick?
Yes, baby.
Yeah, everyone unbuckle.
Bathroom, stop. What are your favorite resources for learning about the broken food system? My number one that I say for people to start with is Animal Vegetable Miracle by Barbara Kingsolver.
Can I help you out?
It is so good. And it's a really good overview without going too deep into it. I think that's a really good. Yeah, there's no way that I'm gonna go without missing comments on this. Oh, I love the thing. I'm so pumped at how many people are growing things just because I saw them in my garden. I think that's really cool. Actually, we went through Alabama, like I said, and we went by and visited Daniel at work. Alabama. You'll hear Benjamin, he's so country. But whenever I left his work, we were driving out and we drove past this little nursery, and I got out and they had beautiful plants out front, but they were closed. And so I called Daniel, and he's actually coming through. He's going to Baker Creek next weekend with us. And I was like, hey, can you go to this nursery for me this week and FaceTime me, and I'll send you money and just buy me the things that I want from here, because they have great plants. So he's gonna go be my ghost shopper at the beautiful little Alabama nursery that I passed by. Okay, so I see Grandma's Homestead talking about cucumber types, and I don't know if people are asking about that, but Armenian that she's talking about is one of my favorite cucumbers. It's actually a melon, but it's so good, and I love making pickles out of it. It doesn't get bitter even when it gets big. Maya and I met Jeremiah's brother, Josh, who some of y'all have seen in my videos. It's Jeremiah's older brother, went to church with me whenever I was like a teenager. He was a few years older than me, and he moved to Arkansas from Oklahoma, and he and his wife became my really good friends. And then Jeremiah's mom moved with his youngest siblings, and they became my really good friends. And Jeremiah was actually the last one of his family for me to meet. So, did y'all hear Ben saying Alabama with his little country voice? He is so country. So yeah, that's how me and Maya met. We were friends first, and I was friends with his family. How tall do squash grow when you trellis? Are you talking about bush squash, Tammy? Because I've tried trellising bush squash, and I know some people do grow it up like a center stalk, and I mean they can get quite a few feet high, but it is hard to trellis them. Like, you have to train them up every single day and tie them up. They do not naturally go up. How did we meet? Daniel, 38, Kim Possible. Daniel used to come to the church that we went to and lead worship. That's how we met him years ago and became good friends with him. And then at one point he was traveling, and they had one of their children who was a teenager, which they adopted out of the foster care system when he was an older teenager, and he was having some issues, and he basically needed to be he needed somewhere to go to have some direct mentorship and stuff, and so he moved in with us. And so we had one of their sons with us for about a year, and he was really, really precious, and we loved him very much, loved having him. He's moved back to Alabama now, but yeah, so that's how we got really close with Daniel's family, was really just it started in ministry. And then, you know, it kind of became family, and so we've been.
Our whole family can pick up cars.
Maya,
Yes.
I'm gonna let Maya talk to you guys for a minute so I can go in and have my potty break.
Because
You want to talk to Sweet Maya?
What are we gonna talk about?
Just talk to him.
Talk.
Don't spoil anything or else they'll protest. You would never do that, you're a punk.
No, I'm not. What's up, guys?
even hide, you just cover the skirt.
Single dad. Whew, I'm ready to be home.
Never missing my turn on accident.
This has been a long way to be away from
Dad, are
home.
you gonna drive?
Today's mystery animal needs revealed. Yeah, you're asking the wrong person for that information. Let's see. How do I convince my husband to build as much as you do for my garden? Not sure how to help you there. Yeah, we're in Arkansas. We're just on the... 1 second. Hey guys, we're still on live video.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, man. Hey Jackson, sit back in your chair. Jackson, sit back in your chair. All the way. Yeah, West Memphis. I think that's kind of where we're at, or just on the outskirts of that. Yeah, that's not bad. Pay him in cakes. If I mean, I would take a cake. Star Wars front. Oh, so there's something cool. I might put it in a video. My friend Lauren. So back when I got my lightsaber given to me, I was talking with Lauren, and she's made me. Well, she said she was going to make me like a robe, like a Jedi Knight robe, like the brown robes that they wear. And like Jessica has leather, so she's gonna help make like a leather belt and like kind of put me together like a cosplay costume. Well, for months and months, I've been messing with my sister because I was officiating the wedding, and I kept telling her I'm going to show up after the ceremony in a full like Darth Vader outfit, and she kept being like, "You better not, you better not." And I said, "No, I'm going to." I said, "How cool would it be if Darth Vader married you guys? Like, and get like the voice synthesizer and all that." And I seriously messed with her, and messed with her, and messed with her. So my Lauren actually finished the robe, and so I actually packed the robe and the lightsaber, and I didn't mess with her on the ceremony like I said because I know that would be too far. But she had her friends over at the hotel, all the bridesmaids and that, they were hanging out in one of the rooms. And so I had one of my sisters kind of set her up, and then I kind of showed up to their room with like this big brown Jedi robe and a lightsaber, and it's kind of scared them. They thought it was hilarious. It was fun. So I might put that in the video.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Jess. I gotta go to the bathroom myself. Okay.
Okay, so I was inside the bathroom at this gas station, and I was laughing because I was thinking of Zach Stivers talking about how people drink too much while they're on road trips. He said, just take a sip of water and swish it around your mouth so you don't have to stop for the bathroom a lot. Bye, Delaney. But I was cracking up, and like I'm one of those people that literally like I have an internal dialogue all the time, and I was just walking through there laughing out loud thinking about that. So I agree, Charles. He's a good one. He takes good care of us. I'm thankful to have him.
There's the other
Stivers. Just sip it. Everyone gets the glare when they check drinks in the car. I was cracking up whenever he said that. I was like, that is so funny. The Rinsings, the family flip, said they dehydrate themselves on road trips so they don't have to stop every hour. Homestead in the Highlands, you have a new goat. That's super exciting. Okay, so I cannot get dehydrated. Like, it's an actual thing because I kind of have issues sometimes when you're in a track. So I cannot get dehydrated. And so I have to make sure that I drink a lot of water when I drive. And so, you know, when we're traveling with the kids, we have to stop for bathroom breaks anyway. And so I just, you know, like, go with the flow. But when it's just me and, like, other adults, I'm always like, I'm so sorry. Like, we're going to be stopping somewhat frequently because I keep my water cup and we got to stay hydrated. So. For Blessings Farm. Yeah, I do moderate how much my kids drink. You know, I don't want them to get dehydrated, but we also have a rule, family rule. If somebody has to pee and we stop, everybody has to go. Because there is nothing worse than stopping and getting half the kids out and then getting 3 exits down and another one being like, I have to go to the bathroom. So they all have to go whenever we stop. That's why, like, we're sitting at a gas station right now and everybody's like taking turns to go inside. Because, you know, you gotta try to manage it. It's hard going on long road trips. We will have driven 630 miles by the end of today since this morning. And so it's definitely difficult to get through that much time with kids. We stopped and ate lunch. We stopped and visited Daniel. And now we're on our way home. That's wonderful, Leanne. Yeah, I've been amazed at how much people have gotten on balconies and stuff. Do I have a remedy for UTIs? I just use essential oils and stay really hydrated and take cranberry and just kind of try to stay on top of it preventatively rather than trying to treat things once I have an easier time preventing things that way, so. Zach, it's gonna be okay. It is taking a long time, but that's because we went in waves and I'm live, so Jeremiah's taking his time. Y'all are so funny. Jenna, I've never experienced that before, but I'm not a goat expert by any means, so. Keto Country Homestead, hello, how are you guys doing? Yeah, Zach Stivers sounds like a beast when it comes to traveling. He gets the trip made. Only the strong survive. Oh man, I like to travel kind of leisurely. Like, I like to take it easy. Thank you, Leanne. I'm actually working on a book right now. It's kind of slow going at the moment because I've been really busy, but I'm hoping to get back into it soon. Yeah, I love the Stivers also. I don't know who said that, it flew by, but I love the Stivers also. They're awesome. Their channel's doing really well. They've had a lot of growth lately, and they've got a lot of beautiful stuff going on with their greenhouse and getting their garden in and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that they're doing. When am I going to start weekly garden tours? That is a great question, Paige. I think that I may do a garden tour next week. I was thinking about that. It's kind of going to be a little premature because there's not a ton to show. But last year I didn't start them until June and the garden was pretty well established. Like, we started to harvest tomatoes the next week and I had multiple people tell me that they wished I had started them sooner. So I'm thinking I might start them maybe next week, or I might wait till after we get back from Baker Creek and start them the weekend after that. So within the next 2 weeks, I think, at the latest.
I like playing.
Whitney, it's 8 here. I'm right here in between. We just crossed over into Arkansas, so northeast Arkansas by Memphis. And it's still pretty light. I mean, the sun's going down. You can see it's kind of pink back there. The prior home said, no, I haven't worked out. I have an editor, but I don't have a publisher yet. I haven't worked all of that out yet. But I really, for my own personal state of peace in my mind. I've decided not to try to pursue a publisher on the front end. I'm going to get the majority of it written before I start trying to work on that. How long does it take to drive the 360 or 630 miles? If I didn't have a bunch of kids, it would have only taken like 8.5 hours. But we left at 9 this morning and have been driving throughout the day, and we've made a couple of stops, like food stops and rest stops, not just bathroom stops. It may be time to send the Stivers after Maya. He might be getting something to drink or talking to somebody. I swear the man makes friends everywhere that he goes. Will I be at Baker Creek for fall? I will be at the expo in California. We went to a wedding, keto family. We went out to a wedding for Jeremiah's sister. Hey, Mike Dixon, the Fit Farmer, how are you? I'm so excited to see you guys this weekend. Somebody said something about a leg cramp, like I'm all curled up in the seat for right now. I do pretty good. I drove most of today. I prefer driving, and Jeremiah likes sleeping, and so it works out well for us. So wow, that would be 16 hours because of the roads. That's crazy. We do have pretty good roads. Yeah, I drove most today. Laverne, I have not been writing daily, and that's why it's been slow going, but that is a new goal of mine, to at least sit down for maybe 20 or 30 minutes a day and write. I think I could probably get it done in a pretty short period of time if I did that. Cool, Paula, I'm excited for you to go vertical in your garden. It's super fun. Thank you, Mary's Organic Garden Journal. I've written for 5 years for the magazine that I write for, and that's not a lot. It's only 1,200 words a month or so, but just getting into the habit of doing YouTube videos daily has helped me so much. When I sit down to write now, it's a lot easier than it used to be. It used to really take me a long time to get into like the groove of it, and so I can sit down and write a lot easier than I used to be able to. No, Steven, you can totally do cantaloupes vertical. You're just going to need to offer them some sort of support. You can use like produce bags, or I'm going to try this year, something I'm going to try is like Delicate's laundry bags with clothespins, like using those, a couple of clothespins to hang one of those up. Homestead in the Highlands, the book that I'm currently working on is not about gardening. I do want to write a gardening book. And actually, okay, so I think that I can tell you guys this. I think it's fine. I don't really know. So I might be letting something out that I don't see why I wouldn't be able to tell you this. So I am writing on my own personal book right now, which is, it's actually, I guess it would be devotional in nature. It's not a devotional. It's not like a 30-day devotional or anything like that. But it's essentially a book about like coming into intimacy with God. So that is the book that I'm currently writing. However, I've actually just recently taken on another writing project, which I am contributing to a book that Jared Gettle is writing, which is going to be a really, really cool book. And I don't want to go too far. I don't want to tell his business, but I can tell my part, which I'm contributing to a book that Jared Gettle is writing. I can tell you that. I feel confident that I'm allowed to tell you that. So that's really cool. It was a really huge honor and very, very exciting to me to get to do that. Jared's the owner of Baker Creek, for those of you who don't know that. So I'm really excited to share that with y'all. Thank you, Life with Linda. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. It's a really big deal to me. I don't take it lightly at all. It's just massive. So, oh, there's Sweet Maya. He didn't get lost. Yes, thank you so much. It is an awesome opportunity. I'm very, very excited to be able to share that. So, all right. On the road again.
Zach Stiver sent me a text saying, what happened to you in there? You've been gone a long time. I'm like,
he's concerned. We're not making good time. I was talking about how I was in the bathroom and I was laughing out loud because I was thinking about Zach and his militant time control on road trips and how like I would probably make his eye twitch if he traveled with me because I have to stop
is
so
that what
much.
he's concerned about?
And then he started having some issues because you were taking so long. Oh man. Yeah, Baker Creek's Spring Planting Festival's this weekend. I'm super pumped to get to see a lot of our good friends there. Mike Dixon's on here, the Fit Farmer. I get to see him and his wife, which we're so excited to get to hang out with them. And several people are coming. Harvesting the Bounty, that's amazing. I don't know if Daniel's still on here, but he's been over to Africa a few times for missions. And he has some really, really cool stories about that. Crimson Creek. I'm excited to get to hang out with y'all. I need to message you
Don't
and
forget,
we'll
if
talk
anyone's
about
going to be at Baker Creek Sunday night.
Hello, Adkins family. Wilma. Beetles eating pepper leaves. You know, I've been open to people sharing their organic gardening tips. I'll fall back on neem oil and diatomaceous earth. I do a lot of hand picking, but I'm really looking forward to hearing some more options from people. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some beneficial nematodes. So I don't have a lot of like, oh, definitely do this. Because like last year I lost a lot of my eggplants, and so I'm trying to learn all that too. I will definitely share with you guys what I learn as I learn it. Cool little treasures. Your window greenhouse is almost done. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Chris. Getting on me, making sure I'm wearing my seatbelt. I had it on. I just put it underneath my arm, but I definitely don't want to ride with it like that. I was sitting sideways earlier. Different horizons. That's so funny. Yes, Patty, I definitely do edible flowers. I've got lots of nasturtiums planted right now, borage, calendula, chamomile. I've got lots of things, but I love nasturtiums. They're so good. They're so peppery. They taste kind of like horseradish. Somebody said hot peppers mixed with water kept all the bugs off their plants. I was thinking about doing that, like a pepper spray. That's something that I was recently reading about. Bye, Kate's Kitchen. Thank you so much for your help. Y'all, please go make sure that you follow my moderators and give them some love. They make this possible for me to be able to do, and I'm so thankful for them. Moderators, if y'all want to say hey and throw your name up there so that people can see your channel name. Anybody that's got that blue wrench on them, we appreciate them so much. Big Bear, thank you so much. Yeah, I just realized that it's after 8, so we can go ahead and start wrapping this up. We've got about 2 more hours to go. Actually, hot clawfoot, I recently read that about hostas being edible also. I thought that was really interesting. And I didn't know that, Mike, about dahlias being edible. I'm growing some of those this year. So, Lauren said she needs to go milk my goat. Thank you so much, Lauren. Y'all have taken such good care of everything. Yeah, we're milking twice a day now that Miriam has rejected her baby. So thank you guys so much for getting on here with us. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us for an hour on our journey home. Yes, my mods do an amazing job. I agree. Thank you, Jerry. Alrighty, I appreciate y'all. We will have videos up. I should have one up tomorrow. I'm planning on shooting something in the morning and then working on devotionals and different things. We'll get into the garden tour. So lots of great content coming your way. I've got some more project ideas that I want to share, and just this time of year is so fun as far as content creating because there's just so much going on that I love sharing with y'all. I spent so much of my life geeking out about stuff that most of the people in my actual life didn't really understand my enthusiasm for it. And so having a whole community of people that geeks out with me, I just want to make videos every day, all day. Like, I love sharing everything because you guys get me, and it's a huge blessing. So